So.
That was great.
One thing that has inspired me, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. When I was younger, that was one of my favorite books. And there's been maybe 3 periods in my life where I've gone back to it and reread it. The most recent period was a couple of years ago. I spent a lot of time in Paris. It was kind of the one book I had with me, and I was revisiting it, and I was thinking a lot about my childhood while working on this album too, which is also about that. I think people know the gist of it, or they know the almost bastardized IP version of it.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein!
I think there's a lot of things in that book that I've taken with me artistically, how it begins at the end, then you get the story, and then we continue going on. I always feel like structurally my brain is always working in such ways. But also just the idea of longing. There's Frankenstein's dream, there's the monster's dream, how they clash in the book, but essentially they're both just looking for recognition of each other and love, and they damage each other. And it's so beautifully written, and I've always found the language in that book striking this balance that I really always want in things I consume. And I never want things to feel like people can't be a part of it, or like they're not welcome. And I feel like this book strikes this incredible balance of being incredibly artistic and eloquent and beautiful, but it's very easy to read and anyone can kind of relate to it. The more specific a story is, the actual more universal it is, because all the emotions in the book anyone can relate to, but obviously the situation is completely outlandish, although at the time it was written, part of why it was such a popular book and so scary for people was because the idea of reanimation was actually something being discussed in the sciences. But all that to say that I think this book has spoken to me many times throughout my life, and I still find myself going back to it, and I implore anyone that hasn't read it to read it. Yeah, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is my choice.